Our special guest is Simon MEKIKA. Simon is an executive director with EXPERIOR Financial Group, and he's also a member of the Icebreakers team. So it's an honor for me to have my good friend Simon MEKIKA in the show today. Simon is a legend in the financial services in the USA. He's a top producer and a team builder. He's also a colleague of mine, a teammate, and a business partner. And also, when Simon speaks in the life insurance industry, everyone listens, from IMO executives to insurance carriers and fellow agents. So welcome to the show, brother. Everyone wants to know Simon and who Simon is. It's a pleasure to have you here, and we are going to be asking you a little bit about your personal story. But first of all, how are you doing, Simon?
I am doing very great, Hernan, and it's an honor to have you to be on this live show with you. And I just look forward to actually answering all the questions and letting people discover a little bit about me. I know we're going to get another show that will be dedicated on really my life story.
That's right. Thank you very much. Today we'll be asking you a little bit of the personal questions because just a few days ago you had an interview with Jamie Prickett, the CEO of EXPERIOR Financial Group. So I don't want to double up on those questions. But so the first thing that I want to ask you is, who is Simon? Where are you from? And when did you immigrate to the USA? And the last question there, I know it's 4 in a row, but I'll repeat that, and you can see them here in the bottom of the screen.
No problem. Who is Simon?
What did you do before financial services? So we have the questions on the screen for all our viewers to watch as well. So where are you from originally, Simon?
Simon is from a little village in Cameroon, which is somewhere between West and Central Africa. We used to be in West Africa, but because of some geopolitical and business economical reason, we were shifted from West to Central Africa, because being in West Africa alongside with our powerful neighbor Nigeria makes West Africa just so powerful that they needed another country to lead the Central Africa Republic, the Central Africa region. And so Cameroon was said is more considered as being in Central Africa sub-region of Africa. That is where I grew up, in a little village called Bamuka, somewhere around the northwest region of Cameroon. Cameroon is in Africa. It's a country in Africa, and Bamuka is a little village which is found in the northwest region of Cameroon, and ended up being my main town. We grew up at a time where it was really hard in Africa, and people were not even going to school. Life was difficult. Growing up from a peasant family, I braved all the odds, was always on top of my game, just loved education from childhood. Nobody there to coach me, nobody there to mentor me. Father-mother relationship not really being what you know here, because they were all busy doing their stuff. Yeah, but I just had that zeal of always trying to be excellent.
Excellent, and I'm sure you have
achieved. I'll enter a little bit on. I'll enter a little bit into. So growing up there, I went to primary school, secondary, high school, and went to college. Always excelled, had always been the best student in every class I go to. My classmates who will be watching this, they will testify to you. So everything I do, I always do it to the best of my knowledge. Even in the classroom, I will learn from my teacher, and during the time I'm answering my questions for the exam, I will always want to expatiate more than what the teacher gives me. So I happen to not be doing this by chance. This is what I've always done. I've always learned from people and become so famous, more famous than the people that taught me.
Excellent, Simon. Thank you very much for sharing that. As you were mentioning, when people really, want to learn, they can learn on their own, just as you did.
Yes.
You became your own mentor.
Yes.
And that is something that speaks really good about you.
And the second part.
And so another thing that
and the second part of the question, which I didn't address, was how did I come? Where did I started? I started my career as a registered nurse somewhere around 1999, 1998. So I've been in the nursing. I've been a registered nurse for over 20 years now. I went to do nursing after I had a big disappointment, because my goal and my dream has always been to be a surgeon. So I wrote the entrance exam in then my country, where we had only one medical school that was taking care of almost 18 million people. So I succeeded to go there, but was not given the privilege because I came from a background that was not well known. And so my name was not known anywhere. So I didn't have the means that the other people had. So to go there, you need to be from a wealthy background. You need to have some money to give to the people to accept you to enter into the class, to go to the school. So knowledge, it was not enough to let me there. And I pivoted very quickly, went into nursing, excelled in it, did very great. Graduated from nursing school in 2002, that is exactly 20 years today. And started working in the petroleum industry, where I used to take care of industrial workers. So I worked in the petroleum industry for over 15 years. We were doing crude oil drilling in somewhere around the coast of Cameroon and all other countries around Africa. So I used to provide for medical services for the people that are working on drilling the crude oil, doing everything. So basically, we were in a military settlement, because we were working alongside with military who are guarding the coastal guards and so on. Yes, sir. Then at some point, where God said it has to happen. At some point, God said it had to happen, that I need to move into the United States. So I had the privilege to come here. And I came here in the United States, immigrated some 6 years ago, and just try to still adapt. I'm still trying to adapt into the United States, even because I'm just about 6 years old here. But sometimes I sound like somebody, or maybe some people feel like I actually maybe were born here or have been here for too long. So I'm still trying to know the place, still trying to settle down, but also trying to excel in what I do. So in the financial services.
Excellent. So you are now in Texas,
in Dallas of Texas. So I happened to join the financial services, or when I actually first came to the United States, and I started working in a nursing home. And in that nursing home, I saw a lot of suffering. I saw people who were like, I don't know, because when I had that visa to come to the United States, I thought I was coming to a place where there is milk and honey flowing everywhere. And so when I arrived here, I saw that life was a little bit difficult for some people, even though some people actually make it like they are in heaven. But those that were in those nursing homes where I used to take care as a charge nurse, I saw a lot of suffering. And every time I inquired, I heard a lot of story, people telling me, hey, they were thrown out of their home, foreclosed their home. And some say, hey, I had to sell all my stuff because I needed to be admitted to the nursing home because I didn't have enough money to pay for services at home and so on. And when I look at that, I say, but what is happening? These people are people who were born here. They passed all their life here. If they're going through these difficulties, what is the problem? I went into a little bit of research, did a little bit of research, and I found out that there was a wealth gap that existed in the United States, and that is still existing up to today. And even the current president of the United States spoke about that wealth gap, trying to bridge the gap between extremely poor people and people who are extremely wealthy. So when I tried to reach a lot of paper and a lot of documents about that, I saw that there was one thing that was common with those people that were not able to make it or don't have enough to even cater for their health care, especially with those senior citizens, because in the nursing home, mostly they are senior citizens. So they couldn't take care of themselves because they didn't plan well financially. And when you look at the financial, when you look at them, one thing was common, like I said, They don't have some sort of good financial plan in place. Some of them will barely have a 401k, which is really nothing at all to plan your financial services. So I saw that, okay, the other way, those that are extremely wealthy, they do have life insurance for their kids when they are very young. They do have life insurance for themselves, and they do have, even they use this life insurance as a tax-free strategy in order to minimize the taxes that they will pay going into their retirement, and also to maximize their retirement savings. So that intrigued me a lot. And I said, but how can I solve this? I knew nothing about it. And I was like, but how can this be solved? I started asking some questions to some of them. Do you have life insurance? Do you have some sort of protection in place? They say, no, I didn't have it. Some would say they had a little bit of term life insurance. It expired and they didn't have another one. And it got terminated. They couldn't pay for that. And now, but when you see those of them, because sometimes I used to also take a supervisory role, going to do some home taking care of some very wealthy folks at home. So when I go to those homes, these people are people who have like some millions piled up somewhere in the bank. And these millions is not because they were born with millions in their hand. They just plan with the little that they had during their years of service, and they plan well, plan in the right strategy. Using tax-free vessel in order to plan for a retirement is the best thing you want to do in the United States. So, and these people, they have all the advantages, all the privileges, and they never run out of money. It's like planting a tree of money in your backyard that will never go dry, because that money, the power of compound interest kicks in after maybe the 10 to the 15 year. And you just keep making money without putting in any money again. So the little that they had when they were working, they put it to work. And now when they owe that, they just keep harvesting, and they don't fall in the same place like those that don't plan well financially. So that intrigued me. So that intrigued me a lot. I started thinking, how can I address this? There was no way, but I'm somebody who asks a lot of questions and who likes to always provide solutions to questions. So one day, by design or by chance, I don't know, a childhood friend of mine, and who happens to be a student of mine also when I was in the nursing school, because I was their senior in the nursing school. Do you have a 401k? I myself, I just started. I didn't even know. I was still struggling to understand what is even a 401k. And so I said, no, I don't have it. He said, okay. I have somebody who has a strategy that will talk to you about it. It's really your mind will blow up. That my husband and I, she said her husband and her, they listened to this guy, and they are now planning their retirement in the best way possible using what they call index universal life. That was something strange to me. Even though I have financial background, I did a little bit of accounting as my minor in the university, but I was pure science student. So when that guy talked to me on one Sunday, I happened to hop on a Zoom, and this guy was a life insurance professional, or a licensed financial professional. So that was the first time I heard that word. And then he came over the Zoom. He blew my mind, asked me questions that were so challenging. How am I planning for my retirement? If today were to end, how will I do? And I said, but I don't have anything. Even if I were to die today, my kids will suffer a lot. So I decided to say, okay, tell me what to do, sir. He said, okay, you can do this, do this. I went ahead, took a first $1 million policy for that with an index universal life. My wife took one also. And I forgot to tell you, happily married to one wife, and we do have over 5 healthy boys. Yeah, so 5 smart boys. So we took some policies for myself, my wife, and then later on in life, we decided to also take some for our kids. And right now, I do have over 5 index universal life policy. That is my only saving vessel. I save all my money there. It is my bank. It is a family bank to us. So we use it to save our money so that we maximize the growth of this money and just let the money grow and support us. Like planting many trees. I have like 5 trees of money planted around me right now. If I were to go down today, I would not even be afraid of anything, because I know the future will be taken care of and my family will be.
Yeah, private banking, then
infinite banking
and infinite
principle,
banking
but we
correct.
prefer to call it family banking because you are on top, you control it. It uses the infinite banking principles, but to do that, Index Universal Life is built on those principles. Yeah.
Share with us what were your biggest challenges at the beginning of your career as a financial professional?
Wow. Okay. Well, I started in a model where we were actually just dealing with one market, friends, family, colleagues, and co-workers. And judging from the fact that I just came in here, I didn't have a lot of friends and family here. I don't even have them. So I couldn't excel. It was so difficult. I talked to a couple of friends that they were around and co-workers. They were not interested in they didn't have the same vision that I have. They were not looking at this thing the way I'm looking at it. And they don't seem to be understanding even what I'm trying to tell them. I tried my best. I feel like they are understanding, but they don't want to do something. I got so frustrated within my first months in the service as financial. My upline, my mentor will tell me that, hey, you need to go talk to your first 100, provide your first 100 list. We'll call them for you. We'll follow up with them and they will help you to sit down with them, and then maybe we can get 10 of them to join you in business and be your business partner. I struggled for over, maybe I can say about 8 months. I tried a little bit. I put some few policies on my wife and the friend, but it was not really going. I kept on thinking that maybe this is a wrong path to go. And I kept on saying, but what do I do? I would recruit. A lot of people talk to people. Some they will believe, come into it, they want to do it, but at the end of it, they will not find success and they quit too. Yes, so now, at some point, I decided to say, let me look a little bit out of my family circle, my friend circle, my friends and family, so that I could talk to people on social media and people that I didn't know them. So I started to talk to some people, just try to interact on social media, and it wasn't going. I went through looking for leads, talking to a lot of leads vendors, but that was not the model that I belonged to, because those people didn't even know what is lead. My upline didn't know what is a lead. I was the one who told my upline what is a lead and so on. I also learned, but I never knew what was a lead also, but because of the difficulties, I had to learn how to look for things, but I didn't get the answer to my question. Because all the lead vendor would tell me, bring $10,000, bring $5,000, bring $7,000, bring this, I bring it down, I don't get anything. We have magic this, magic what, I go there, no way. Until at some point, since I using my IT background, I'm also a DevOps engineer and an agile release train engineer by training. So I tried to partner with some of my friends who were in the IT industry, and I came up with something which I couldn't implement, but my developers who are in India, they helped me to implement that, and that strategy works like magic. That was in early October 2021. Ever since, the story has never been the same.
Is that your own system for, let's call it lead generation?
Yes, my own system. It works like magic for me. I started getting quite people to talk to, white, black, Caucasians, all races, talking to people and helping them, and they were just understanding this. And ever since then, in that month of October, I quit actually nursing officially. I'm no more doing nursing. I used to do this as part-time. I quit, and that same month, I wrote business to the tune of $309,000 US submitted. And then at the end of that month, I thought like it was like a dream. That was like two or three times my annual salary combined for maybe for the past 3 years that I did it in just 1 month. So I went in a full swim. The next month I blew it up, went up to maybe in November I did above 300, and then in December was one of my best months where I actually submitted 495,000 on my own pen. And I was working then just alone. And now a lot of people started wanting to partner with me, wanting to do business with me. And I've been focused on training these people, mentoring them. They are producing like hell right now, and I am also producing. Even before I came on this podcast today, I closed 3 policies today from my system, and I submitted 2 already. And so, I make some decent amount of money today before coming. I don't always like to talk about the money, but actually the joy of helping this family is more to me than any other thing.
Exactly. So, this is a very novel industry, I would say, because see, for all of us who are financial professionals and who also focus into minimizing risk through insurance policies, the more families and businesses that we are able to help, obviously, the more money we also get to make for our families, right? And money that we can share for whatever.
The cool thing is that, and for those who may be listening to us, the cool thing is that we don't get paid by the client. So the client, we only help you expose the options, the financial options that you can use to better plan for your life, for your family, to protect your assets, your mortgage, to protect your income. Because if tomorrow you get into disability, the money from that strategy, that life insurance, even though those financial strategies are built on the chassis of life insurance, they are using a law, an internal revenue code in the United States, where we will call it RRC 7702. That is that internal revenue code set apart anything, money that accumulates in a life insurance policy, to be given favorable tax treatment. So you don't need to pay any tax on money that you accumulate in life insurance. So the smart, wealthy people, they got this trick a long time ago. They're using it like crazy, but some people don't know, and they seem to think like, oh, life insurance, I can put up to $200. Maybe when they think about it, they think about $50 putting it aside. That one is rental insurance and death insurance, not life insurance. If you want to do life insurance, you want to do something that you can have benefit from it while you are alive, not when you die. And to do it, you need to be able to go a little bit upfront. It ends up being cheaper. It's not expensive, don't get me wrong, because you pay it off quickly and you just get to build money from it. The return on investment is comparable to none.
Yes, because it grows compounding, correct?
Yeah, the power of compound interest, when it kicks in, is like you plant a tree, you water the tree. Yeah, when it's still small, you hedge it, you put a small hedge so that the animals should not destroy, insects should not destroy it. You spray it, it grows up. During that time, you look like you are not getting anything. When you look at that tree, you are not seeing anything. You don't know that you bear seed one day. But when it reaches maturity and start bearing seed, that is when you know that you were doing something. So it is like you plant a seed of dollar in the ground, you water it, it grows up to a boomer tree of dollars, and your family will never grow poor. So the money get transferred from one generation to another, and it's just awesome.
Awesome. So that's an excellent way of doing estate planning and intergenerational wealth transfer, which is, something that we all should be looking at and see. It's not only us that have children or adopted children, but also some people might actually want to leave that to their charity or whatever foundation,
charity, gift, whatever, donations of everything. You want to do that, think about it. Let's say you love your community so much, Hainan, and you want to donate $1 million to your community, but you don't have it. So what do? If you are a wise person, you can use the little $200, $200, $300, $100 you have, purchase some cash value life insurance, put in that money every time. By the time you pass away, you might have contributed like maybe just $100,000 or $200,000 there. But just the death benefit alone would may amount to millions, not to talk of the cash value that accumulates in this policy. So that you can do, so you not transform that 100,000 to a very meaningful donation to your community, and they will value it more. So it's just about thinking wise.
Yeah, and that passes to them tax-free as well, correct?
Yes, and tax-free. They don't have any tax liability on that, especially when you die. The death benefit is non-taxable, and that's just it. Yeah, somebody trying to ring my phone. I want to put it off so that we can
no problem. I am getting also a friend request on Facebook. Don't worry. But what I was gonna share with you, because I forgot to mention to some of your followers that right now this interview, we are doing it from Canada to Texas. So I am right now in Vancouver, in Cold Harbor,
Yes.
in my home office.
Yeah.
You're in Texas, in Dallas. So, it's very, very interesting. We have similar, not exactly the same tax laws, obviously, within the US and Canada, but insurance in general is very similar with the benefits that it has. In Canada as well, in case some Canadians are watching us also, infinite banking also apply. They do have a small differences that, I don't want to go too deep into it because today we're interviewing Simon. But for sure, if anyone, whether it's the US or Canada, want to create what we call an immediate inheritance, they can create it, because a lot of people are thinking, for whatever reasons in life, they were not able to save money and they are sometimes feeling bad. What am I going to leave my children? Well, we have a solution for you, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the way to create an immediate inheritance is through life insurance policies. Now, that was a very good explanation on how you're able to help your clients. Now, I have another question for you, my brother. How do you help your team members? Because, I've been having the honor to be with you over the last weeks, onboarding a lot of different agents, who they see you as a mentor, as a role model as well. I know you're a very powerful leader, but every time that I jump into a Zoom call with you, I know that they do trust you. I know you're a very likable person, and that's for obvious reasons. You're very transparent. And I hear that even people from other teams in other companies where you used to work with, they want to partner up with you. So can you briefly let me know, how is it that you help your team members? Because obviously it's in a very powerful way.
Okay. I see that question on the screen, but let me start with the first one. Like you said, how do I help my clients? Because I didn't even address that one too. How do I help my client? I am so passionate in doing this job. I happen to be somebody who had grown up all my life, has been based on religion, on God. I love God so much. There's no way I can talk about anything without first of all mentioning it. But you know what? My passion actually stems from the fact that if you are not worthy, you cannot be healthy. And being in the health industry, I happen to just be in it all because I do a lot of pastoral work. I'm in the health and I'm in the financial. Those three things put together will constitute life. Mm-hmm. If you get up today and now you didn't have food to put on the table, you didn't give your wife money, or your household don't have money to eat, there's no way you can even go to work and be at peace. Your mind will be distracted. Everything will not go well. You come back home, it will be a problem. So financial health, as I always put it, is the first thing we need to have before even going to whatever, whether spiritual or physical health. Because when you are healthy financially, you can buy the best suit, you can drive in the best car, you can get the best thing. You can go to church and sit in church and listen. If you go to church and your pastor is preaching and you are hungry, you will not hear it. That is the forces of nature will not allow you. So my passion, when I get to talk to these people, I always talk to them as if I was talking to myself. Because the day I got this message, it pierced me right straight. And right away, I didn't think who I was talking to. I signed up right away. And this drive have also impacted my business a lot. People tend to trust me a lot when I talk to them. To just say the least, I do all of my business through Zoom. Never gone to any home to enter and sit on the coffee table to talk with the family. They trust me. Just know, being a black guy with a black accent from Africa, most people will see you as a scammer, as somebody who is impersonating on Zoom, on internet.
Not me. I love your accent.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but I'm conscious of that. Okay, but so most people would feel like you are just one of those people about the internet, because they bug my phone every day. People call me every day from left and right, and so it's so difficult to even convince somebody over the internet, especially those senior citizens that we helping. I mean, because most people who are thinking about this are mostly people who are in their 50s, 70s. Those young work guys, they don't think that they'll ever get sick, but they don't know that that's the best time. The best time to plan for your life is to plan it when you are still young. So I always tell them, I take time to make them understand what will happen if something were to go wrong today. Will you still be able to live the type of life you're living? What if you were to retire tomorrow? Are you on the right path to your retirement? Oh, what are you doing already? If you're doing something, that's great. If you're not doing anything, it is still great. I appreciate that. Just the fact that you have that time to want to listen to me. I make sure I educate them passionately. I do that they understand what it actually means by planning, financial planning, by doing this, by taking financial, by planning, and especially planning in the right places. Some of my clients are in the stock market losing money every day. Some of them are using the 401k because that is what their employer taught them. But unfortunately, the employers are not using 401k to plan for their retirement. Even the creator of 401k said if he had the chance to recreate it or to do something out again today, he will blow up that plan because it's tax break that he gave to the wealthy. The wealthy lobby him, and he introduced that to and he wrote that and the Congress and people just tried to love it, but that was not the best thing that ever happened to America, because that's not the best way to plan for retirement. You it's like you pay money, you put money in your 401k today. Let's say that money grows up to 200. Let's say you put 20,000 during your life, your working time, and it grows up to, let's say, 200,000. You postpone. You didn't pay tax on that money. That's why they deceive you to tell you don't pay tax on it. So put it here. Then at some point you have to pay tax on it. And I'll ask you this question right now: will you rather like to pay taxes on $10 today, or you will want to accumulate those dollars to become $100 before you pay taxes on?
I want to actually pay on an IUL policy if I had it in Canada and not pay taxes at all. Well, okay. we don't have IUL in Canada.
So this is some of the things that I ask my clients. So when I ask them that, I'm trying to make them to understand that today you want to pay tax on that $10 or $100 you have, you pay less taxes. You are in a smaller tax bracket today. But now when you put this money to grow big, as they're growing, taxes are also growing on it. And even the market, we don't want to even talk about market fluctuation. Market fluctuation today is going red, tomorrow is a little bit up, tomorrow you can be shortening on the same spot and you end up on that same spot. You can start with $100,000 today on your 401k, and after maybe 30 years, you will still be on that same spot just because the market goes up and down. It can climb up to 600, and at some point it will come back to 100 because the market keeps correcting itself. So that part alone it just tells you that, okay, what if you were to go for retirement during the year that there was COVID, or there was another Iraq war today, and then there was another world war, and then the market just crashes to zero? Your 401k value would drop to almost zero. So, but with the IUL, you have zero being your hero. So you never go down below zero. So you are protected from market losses. And then you don't also pay tax on the money, because we use what we call the participative loans, that you can take your money in form of loans while the policy is still in progress. But if you were to surrender that policy, you will need to pay taxes on the proceeds. And then if you pass away, the death benefit also comes tax-free to your family or whoever you designate as beneficiary. When they understand this, they are kind of, okay, you mean if I put money here, I will never lose money? You never lose money in the real sense. But if the market persists to go down for maybe like 20 years or 10 years without coming up, which is a rare situation, which will hardly happen. I've never seen where the market only goes negative. When it goes negative for 1 or 2 years, it will correct itself in maybe another 1 or 2 years, right? So, but if it does like that, you will not lose money in an IUL. Yeah, you can only lose money in the worst case scenario, where the market persists in a negative trend for maybe 10 successive years, just going. But if it happens, the whole world will die. It will mean that maybe the world will come to a standstill. So I say this to my people, and they understand this. they are so happy to get into it. They're happy to know it, because sometimes it's difficult to even question them if they don't understand what you want to tell them. So when they see that value, they not open up, and then we cannot do a detailed financial analysis of their situation, and then we go into putting up a strategy that is affordable to them, that they can afford to keep, and that fits their condition or their particular situation there. And
so in other words, what you're telling me is that obviously, you know, you have to first inform your clients about their options,
yeah,
you know, and the benefits that they have, and then of course listen to their needs, right?
yes. But what I always do is open up. You always have to open up from a position. You would not go to talk to a family maybe who has no children. You want to talk to them about maybe how they could plan for their kid. No, you have to understand what is it that you're looking to achieve? That the golden question. When they tell me, hey, Haina, what is it that you're looking to achieve? When you tell me what you're looking to achieve, looking for, and financially, then I cannot know how to tailor your education, because it's different. I educate business owners differently. I educate people who are still working differently, and those who don't have kids differently. Those who are looking just to have some money for their retirement is a different type of education. And so it is a very broad question. And I always make sure I tailor the education to particular need.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go at. It's just like a tailor-made, customized plan.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for sharing that. It was a very good explanation on what you do for your clients, and that is also one of the reasons, for sure, not only your awesome proprietary system of leads that make you successful, because you know, you could have the best lead creation, but if you don't know how to take care of your clients, obviously you wouldn't be as successful as you are. And I also hear that you get a lot of referrals. I'm sure it's for that reason as well.
Oh yes, because I always make sure I do the right thing. There are a lot of bad agency outside there, and there are a lot of incompetent agents too. I don't mean anything bad against anybody. With all due respect, there are people who don't understand the concept. When they hear it, they thought they already understand it, and they get out, they want to go and do it, and they end up creating problems for their client. I've met a lot of people with bad policies where I do a review and I put a better policy in place, and the family is happy about it. So some agents know about it, they understand it, the concept very well, but they focus on making money off the client. And so they want to save themselves rather than saving the client. But it is ridiculous, because just imagine if I can get a couple of $1,000 or maybe $1,000 or $2,000 on you and cost you to lose like millions or $2-3 million or $4 million down the road. How does that really profit me? And that's the question I always say, and that's what the education I give to all of those that are partnering with me in this industry. My team members, they know that. I always do that. I will evaluate a policy, optimize it for cash value, and then just tweak it to make sure that it actually mimic what the client is looking for. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that all your policy must be cash value oriented or optimized or whatever. Some client may just want, just because they may just like the fact that it is a permanent coverage that it is not going to expire, and so they want to get the biggest death benefit possible, probably because they have probably they have children or family that they want to leave that to if they pass away, or they planning to do a donation if they pass away. But some people actually want to plan for their retirement using this vessel, using this strategy, this index universal life strategy. So an index universal life can be used in a wide variety of things. You can use it to plan for an estate. You can use it to protect your survivor by leaving a huge benefit for them if you pass away. You can use it for tax-free retire to get a lifetime tax-free stream of income that will come to you at a particular age. You turn it on and you just get that money so that you never run out of money. You can use it to protect your mortgage, your assets in the house. But the good thing is that it lasts up to 120 years. And to the best of my knowledge, not very few people will live past the age of 100. So, but if you take a term policy compared to that, you're going to feel like you pay a little. But seriously, even at some age, when you go after the age of 60, the term policy become even more expensive than IUL. And I can even show you because I have samples of presentation that I did with clients and actually paying less than they would have paid in a return of premium policy, and then they're getting more for their buck, getting like 5, 10, 6 times what they're putting in that policy. But the return of premium will give you only just your premium, whatever you put in back, provided you stick around for 30 years or 20 years, depending on the term. But most of the term of premium that offer actually 100% return of premium at return of policies that last 30 years.
Yeah, so
and to qualify for that, you need to be pretty young, have good condition. You have to be at least below the age of 60, and you must be healthy. So, but IUL is flexible. Flexible premium can protect anybody. You can get rated policy with even e-health conditions, whereas a term company will not accept you with such some conditions. But IULs, you can get people qualify even when they really are in very bad health condition. They will only be rated, but they're still going to have some coverage.
You know, Simon, you just gave me a very good class on everyone on IUL because we understand it better. I wish we had them in Canada. We have similar things. And here with universal life policies, they do a lot what they call the insured retirement. Mm-hmm. And, you know, with whole life policies, we do more of the infinite banking and so forth. The 401ks here for the Canadians that are listening to us are called RRSPs. Mm-hmm. And they do have its flaws as well, you know, but now that I understand more deep on how you do it, I can see the benefits of people who are looking to build some kind of cash value retirement or infinite banking, family banking through the IUL. So that is very clear to everyone now. And so if you help your clients and teach your team members how to do it in the same way, I can understand why, you know, they all want to be working with you. And so
how do I help my team? A little bit on my team. Oh, we do. We do a lot of Zoom business presentation. I jump on the Zoom almost every day to help a member of my team to do a close. I'm available. I help them not to go through the same path that I went through. The losses are incurred researching for a better strategy to survive in the financial industry. None of them will go through that. I have already paid the price for that. So I make sure I educate them in the right way. Hey, don't give in to those people who are telling you that, hey, I have magic solution, I have this. I ask myself this question, and this is a question I heard Jimmy ask one day. If these people have really a magic solution, and most of them are retired agents that drop out of the financial services profession, they say they have magic leads that can help you. Why is it that they don't use that lead for themselves to make that more money? They say they can scale your income up to 10x, 20x, you can go up to $1 million. Why is it that they are not keeping that strategy? They're not using the same strategy. They're not using it. So sometimes it's a question you need to ask yourself. I'm not saying that all people who are posting online as lead vendors are bad, but seriously, I had a very bad experience trying to get leads left and right. And so I try to prevent my team from falling into that same hole and just helping them to stand on their feet. Those that are willing, those that want to be coachable. Some people are you can't help everybody, you know. Some people come to you with their own intention, with different motives, but you can help those that really need help. You can only help those that really need your help, and I help them to stand. You know it. You see how my team, we are so united together. They trust me, and I trust them, and we just value each other's relationship.
Exactly. And so, as you said, you can only help also those who really want to be coachable as well. So I believe that they are very coachable because all of them are quite successful. I have the pleasure to meeting, you know, a lot of your direct team members, the original ones that awesome people join you here. So now let me ask you another question that people ask me to ask you. So what motivates you, and what goals have you achieved in this industry so far?
Well, my motivation of joining the industry, I think I already spoke about that. My motivation was that I wanted to make sure I be of help to those people that are suffering because because of poor financial planning in their youthful age. And so, and that was where it stemmed from. When I told you I saw a lot of suffering in the nursing home where I used to work with, and so that was my first drive.
So and that's again, still your motivation? Is that still your motivation?
That was my first drive. That's what I said. That was my motivation for joining the company, for getting into the industry. That is it.
But right now, what is your motivation? Right now.
Hold on. That was what motivated me. First thing first, I joined the industry because I wanted to be of service to people who actually need help, to create awareness, financial awareness among my community too. You know, being from the minority community in Africa, and even coming here again and being in minority, immigrants are in minority here. And I wanted to also educate them, and not only limit my education to them, but to all those that are out there actually not aware of planning their finances, or good financial planning. Now, I also needed time for my family. I was working so hard, make a lot of money as a registered nurse. I have a lot of energy. I'm very, very motivated person. I like to work, but I didn't have time for myself. I didn't have time for my family. I wanted also a job, some sort of job, something that would give me that time to be able to take care of my kid, to be around my wife, not because I was working night duty, being all away all the time, and to be able to actually make that the difference between the work-life balance. In order to strike that balance, I needed something that gives me control of my time, and then I also needed to get to financial independence, because I was working so hard, but spending all the money in taxes again when I filed my taxes, because I was working extra time, extra hours. Some people are so wise in this country, in the United States. They don't do extra hours because they know when you do those extra hours, you're just working yourself for nothing, because you pay almost it off from there on them. So those are the things that led me to get into the industry. And now I'm even more motivated in helping other people just like me succeed. I'm more motivated even now to helping all the other colleagues, because I didn't know I could even make it this far. But just the grace of God located me. But it is not because of my strength, but however, I do work extremely hard. But if you work hard and God doesn't really crown you with success, you will not succeed. That's one thing I always tell people. So if God actually shined this light on me when I was not doing anything, I was not as productive as today, but now that I can do it, I also want to be able to impact this on those that are following me and those that partners with me in this industry. And if you listen to me, any of my team members that listen to me, they always break through. All of them they're putting in policies like crazy almost every day. Yeah. So, but that's my motivation. My goal is that I want to be really famous. I want to be able to make those, breakthrough from 8 and why not even 9 figures. That's I have a very big goal. So if those that are asking for my goals or what I'm planning to achieve, if I tell you, man, it's going to blow you up. I have a very big goal. I want to become a multi-millionaire in doing this too. And I want to be able to help as many people as possible. I want to be able to make sure, and to do that, you can't do it alone. You have to partner with people. You have to talk to some people, recruit people, train them in a good way, so that one Simon will now become 100 Simon, talking to 100 people. Then my goal will have been helping reach a bigger mass of people, and be able also to make more people to achieve their financial independence.
Exactly. So help others to, and if you help them achieve what they want, you will also
I will also achieve, and they will also help other people in the community to achieve their to get this financial education that many people are living in ignorance.
Of course. So Simon, we are approaching the last 10 minutes of our interview, but it's been incredible, and I have saved the best for last. You know, everything has been great, but I have some special questions for you, okay? And so that one is, why did you join EXPERIOR Financial Group and not another IMO or insurance broker?
Okay. Well, why EXPERIOR? Because the people in EXPERIOR have the same vision and the same dream like I do. I'm a true builder in this industry. I don't just want to be writing, be in the field forever. But where I have been so far, I've been into places where you have to continue to write business until maybe you enter your grave. But I quit nursing because I didn't want to work until I die, right? Because I wanted to work at some level. I should just maybe retire and just be helping people with my knowledge. So why EXPERIOR? Because EXPERIOR have a lot of good things. EXPERIOR allows me to be able to build around people who are very talented like you, Hena, helping me to be able to increase my team. Honest people, we have had a very good relationship for over 9 months before I'm making this decision now. I have known you for now the past 9 months, and I actually value the fact that EXPERIOR, the leadership in EXPERIOR is built on integrity, and no one person actually controls EXPERIOR. For anybody, any agent out there, I know it is not about an IMO, it is about who you partnered with. And the people you partner with is the people. So it's not the name EXPERIOR that I joined, but I love the people of EXPERIOR who are so loving, who have open-minded listening to everybody. They listen to me even when I wasn't part of the team, and we adopted a lot of good changes that are just creating an influx of people. Now people are coming out like left and right every day with recruiting like crazy. I can hardly even have a rest. I have appointments. Right now as I'm talking, I'm missing an appointment. There's an appointment that was supposed to come up, and I'm sorry. I hope that the agent that was supposed to meet with me will listen to this podcast. I'm so sorry. I couldn't really be there because of this, but I will jump on that appointment once I get up from here in order to do that recruiting. So EXPERIOR is a great place to be. They offer you the ability to be able to build your business and own it. Own your book of business from day one, and also own your agency. What I mean is this: for those agents who are listening, we are used to say, oh, you are vested day one, you're vested, but on your book of business, when you leave that IMO or wherever you were working, the next day they take away your people, they take the people that you brought in and transfer them to a different hierarchy, and you have nothing from there. But with EXPERIOR, they have a program, a legacy program and a generational override. The legacy program that really allows you to work with EXPERIOR for some number of years, quit if you bring in some particular number of production. Since you are a partner with EXPERIOR, if you quit, you are caught. People who you brought in, they will still be working in EXPERIOR, and you will still get a percentage of their production, even if you are not still with EXPERIOR. And by the way, and it goes up to a level where you can even get up to 75% of the volume of those you brought in for a lifetime. Especially even if you pass away, they will continue to give that money to your beneficiary. Is that not some sort of an estate planning too? Is that not some sort of legacy planning? So that is a business. Which other business will continue to pay apart from just paying apart from normal job that will pay your pension if at all you invested in that? But this, you didn't put any money in EXPERIOR. You just produce, and you were being paid the same payment that other agents are being paid elsewhere. But you get this advantage of getting residual income, getting money, generational income from just being part of EXPERIOR for a particular time. Again, another program of EXPERIOR, the generational override, where you can get to override up to a 7th generation in your team. And everybody can do that. It's not only applicable to Simon. Everybody partnering with EXPERIOR will be able to do that, get that generational override. They offer the opportunity for you to work with them and become part of the IMO and own shares in the company. And by the way, EXPERIOR has a solid organizational structure that I really like. I hate to see those organizations that's run by one person. One person can take a decision today and then you are fired or whatever. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I've been into a lot of problems in the industry. I don't mean anything bad against anybody. Those people that treated me bad yesterday, they were only making me to be strong. And so being with EXPERIOR, I feel like being in a family. If I feel like I was born by the same mother with Ayenan, we call each other brother almost all the time. And we talk almost every day. They value people, not just what your input, not just what you're doing. So if you have been told lies by your upline, by an IMO, oh, we get you magic leads, we get this for you, and you've been there and it's not working, don't give up. Look up. Don't give up. Look up. There are hopes everywhere, and in EXPERIOR, I've found hope. If I who was really producing very much top producer could find hope in EXPERIOR, then you can too. You can also find that hope in EXPERIOR, and we can help you. We have the best partners in EXPERIOR. They teach you from how to build your team, from how to set your professional profile, from how to do the little things that somebody living in this digital age would need to do in order to survive in this tech world full of technology. And the master of technology being Hernan, who is talking to me here, they will teach you a lot of stuff, and then you will be productive. You will be professional when you present, when you talk to people. They look you up, they see you, and you're going to get to help more people. Because the greatest thing in this industry is overcoming the objection of trust. You can have the best message, but if the person look at you and say, I can't trust you, who do you work with? Those are some of the questions I get every day. So I talk to strangers every day. So EXPERIOR is a great place. They pay top compensation in the industry, and they are a builder model. I've never seen it anywhere. Most builder model, they don't give you compensation. If EXPERIOR pays you a top compensation and still being able to give you, to be help you to really truly build and own your own agency. So please, if you have anything that you want to know about EXPERIOR, you look into for somewhere where you want to partner with real people, real opportunities, and for really, I mean, for people who are sincere, partnering with them, then you need to check out EXPERIOR Financial. And then you can check Leader Life. We will see every information we have. We are partners with EXPERIOR, and Leader Life Financial Solutions is my own company that I built before joining EXPERIOR. All information you need, if you go to my landing page on my website, you're also going to be able to see this information. Alternatively, you can call me, you can text me, you can talk to me at any time. You can text me at 469-843-3595, or just go my IG, Instagram, Simon MEKIKA, as you see here. You can talk to Hernan. Hernan, we work hand in glove. And you could watch this video wherever you watch it. You're going to have a means where you can know more. You want to know more about EXPERIOR, please, we are here to help. And we are here to truly help you to actually achieve that dream that you'll be dreaming in this career, in this industry. Yes, Hernan. I can't say so much about EXPERIOR, Hernan. I think that's it. And EXPERIOR also help you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Simon. One of the reminders I want to give everyone here, is to obviously have an open mind. So if they are in another industry, check out this industry, because this is 100% digital, okay? Pandemic proof. Thank God that we are passing through this pandemic, but you never know. You were mentioning to me, you do all your business on Zoom. I also expand my agency and help other agents expand their agencies all online through Zoom, through the home office that I have here in Vancouver, right in Cold Harbor. And we're expanding across the USA. We're expanding across Canada. And in the future, we have plans to go internationally. I am thinking, just because of this proximity and obviously the volume of Spanish speakers in the USA, that our next destination is going to be Mexico, and then the South, and then into Africa, Asia, many places. I do believe our CEO, because he said we're going to go into the USA. He was the very first Canadian IMO to enter the USA. Normally, it's the other way around. American companies come to Canada, and that's all great. But once he did that and went over to the USA, now that the vision is to go internationally, I believe we are going to be able to do that, help expand agencies across the world, help families with all their insurance and risk needs and investment needs, depending on how those programs work in other countries, and so I have been sharing a QR code through this live stream that anyone can scan. I'm gonna put it one more time.
You can scan this QR code and then you land on a page where you can get every answers about how to join EXPERIOR and how to join a team of elite insurance producers. We are producers, we are builders, and we can help everybody to produce and build.
Excellent, Simon. Well, thank you so much, brother. And you are just like a Swiss watch. Right now, we are at 59 minutes and 31 seconds. So we for sure completed this hour. I know that we're going to be having many more live streams. It's a pleasure to have you here. It's a pleasure, my brother, to have you as a teammate, as a colleague, and as a business partner. And I am looking forward to meeting you and your wife in person. You have a home here in Canada. Mi casa y su casa. And I will be seeing you very soon. And thanks to everyone who watched this live stream. Thank you very much, Simon. I'm going to stop the live stream, but I'll stay with you for a minute.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. If you watch this and you find some value in this, we were rushing off a lot of stuff. Find time to either hit the link that will be below this video or contact us. Scan the QR code that you see being displayed on the screen, and then talk to us. We'll help you. We'll show you how to truly do this without stressing yourself so much.
Thank you so much. I will see you soon. And everyone, stay safe and reach success through learning and hard work. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you.
Awesome. So that was it. We stop with the